Well, welcome to the Secret Sauce. Today we're talking to Ashland Alitz from Fairway Mortgage. Thanks for being here.
Yes, thanks
welcome
for having
to the
me.
Secret Sauce.
I'm super excited.
Oh, we're so excited that you're here today. Now, let's start off right from the bat. How did you find your way to the lending?
Yeah, I would say my whole adult life has been in lending. I went to college for a year and didn't know what the heck I was doing. Felt like I was blowing money out. So I started in mortgage collections at Wells Fargo.
Oh.
So maybe not the coolest job, but you know.
That's a place where you can really learn
Absolutely.
From the ground up.
Yeah, for sure. And then kind of worked my way up into processing, and then I was an underwriter there for a little bit. And then I decided to move to Minnesota and become a loan officer.
Okay, so where did you live before you were?
Iowa.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
It's a little different than here, but
A little bit slower pace, maybe.
Absolutely.
Not like the Twin Cities.
absolutely, for sure, way more slow. But
Cool. Now, do you have a team at the mortgage company? Are you
yeah,
the superwoman loan officer all on your own, or how does that?
We're under the Oliver White Group. He's our branch manager, and then I have my personal team under that.
Okay.
So I have a loan officer under me that I help coach, as well as people that help me with my direct files.
That's awesome.
So-
Well, I first got to meet you at an event we were both at not too long ago.
Yeah.
So I was so excited to connect with you and be able to talk with you because, for one, you have such a strong social media presence and do such an amazing job with your marketing and all of that. So it's really fun to watch what you have going on and the things you think of to, provide to your clients.
For
you
sure.
know?
And social media is super, super fun. So
And it makes it easy for all of us, but it's that creative part that really is
Yeah.
the thing that catches the thing. So now you're a mother
yes.
and a wife, all of that
All
stuff.
the
So
things.
how do you, my goodness, I know you're very busy and very successful, and how do you do it all?
I think I personally work better in chaos. I don't know, because every year has been my best year in mortgages, and then I keep having babies too. So I think I just deal with the chaos. I think if the chaos wasn't there, I would probably not know
Not
what
be
to
doing
do.
it, maybe?
Right, not know what to do. So I think I push myself maybe a little more than I should, but that works for me.
And maybe forces you too to, like, for me, I know if I keep a really busy schedule, which I am one that really likes to plan, as I know Emily knows this, but when I'm flying by the seat of my pants, I kind of feel like, and although I have, goals and stuff and a plan, but I feel like I organize myself better. I'm forced to do that,
Yeah. You
Where
have
if
to
I
make
had-
decisions quicker.
Exactly. And being decisive is really not my strong suit,
Yeah.
let me tell you. I mean, it's very hard for me to do that, so
For sure.
I totally get that.
Yeah, just throw it at me and we'll
Yeah.
go from there.
Well, and it's interesting because we talked to another loan officer and he said the same thing. You have to really enjoy the chaos
Absolutely.
to be in this role because that's what it is.
100%.
I mean, you're all over the place. You're
All the time.
She's like, you're singing to the choir.
Right. When I announced my last baby being born, I just posted a picture. I said, we did a thing, and I had my laptop out, and everyone's like, you're working? And I'm like, it's just a new baby. She's just sitting there. What else am I going to do? So I don't know. If you enjoy it, it's easy.
Yeah. Well, and it seems like you're very relaxed with it. It's like, you don't make it a big deal. You just deal
Yeah.
with as things come along kind of thing.
For sure.
No, that's awesome. What do you think is the biggest factor that has helped you?
I think surrounding yourself by the right people. I think that is
Huge.
so important. I always say there's different companies, different brokerages for real estate and lending, and you just have to find the right team for you. I love my team. I'm loyal to my team. If my team left tomorrow, I would go with them. They aren't,
Yeah.
but I'm just super loyal to them, and I think that's what's made the difference in my business.
What is kind of some of the aspects of your perfect team? Like, what do you look for in those people? Maybe that, that speaks to you, that, you can trust them, you can, count on them.
Yeah, I think not sugarcoating things. A lot of people will tell you what you want to hear, but
Right.
let's get down to the hard truth.
Love that.
And then I had an accident in 2020, and I was out of work for 4 months. I have no memory of it. It was just a freak accident. And my team, my management handled everything flawlessly. And no one coaches you how to do that. They've never been put in that position before. And that spoke so much volume to me because they handled my buyers, worked with my realtors, and just made it a seamless process for them as possible for something that was totally unexpected.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
What a story, and to be able to come back and kind of pick up where you left off, I guess, as best as you could at
Absolutely.
the beginning. And wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, along with that great team, what are some success habits that you stick to, and I'm talking business and in your life, because, obviously that always runs together, right? Our personal life and work life is kind of one and the same, just different roles, right?
I think it's so important. If you say you're gonna do something, you have to do it. It doesn't matter, if I say I'm gonna work nights and weekends, I better be working nights and weekends. I think you have to do what you say. Your word is everything, but you also have to match it. And then consistency. So obviously I do a lot of social media. I'm big on that. I like it. I enjoy it.
You're great at it.
I think it's fun. I the creative outlook of it. I never thought of myself being a creative person, but I love it. And then just naturally educating people, short and sweet, but just being consistent with that has been huge for me.
Yeah, it's so important. But the thing that comes to mind when you're talking is that integrity piece. Walk the walk, talk the talk, do what you say.
And I always do the right thing. The right thing may not be me as a lender. Maybe you're better, I compare terms, maybe this place is better, I'll tell you that. Always do the right thing, and I think good things will follow.
Absolutely. Yeah, that honesty, and I think too that authenticity part too is huge, which I think that comes through so much in your social media presence, and even just talking to you for the few times that I've talked to you. I mean, to just be with somebody that you can tell is, this is me.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is
be
how
a real
I show
person.
up.
Right. For
This
sure.
is how I show up, and this is how I do it. So what mistakes have you made along the way? Not that we haven't all done mistakes, but what are some that maybe stick out to you that you're like, oh, I wish I would have done this different?
I would say, as far as business wise, 2020 and 2021 were boom years for lenders, and it was right in front of our faces, and I don't think I knew that. But mainly, a lot of lenders have all this past clients that they can refinance, and I was newer, so I didn't have all that, but I would have worked harder those years than I probably did.
Okay.
But you can't change the past, so you just keep moving on. Right. And then also delegating help sooner. My processor now, Melissa, she is phenomenal. She is my right-hand woman. And I probably didn't lean into her until about maybe the beginning of this year. I should have done that before because she makes my life so much easier,
And when you're so used to doing it by yourself too, when you're in that, you just continue to do it by yourself. But to actually have to stop, you have the awareness to stop and realize, I need help here.
Yeah.
I need some support, which we all need to do.
And that's okay,
It is okay.
You can't do it all yourself.
Absolutely. Just like, you can't do all those other aspects of your life either. Being the mom, trying to do all the things that you want to do as a woman and, whatever, and y'all need help, you know, we all need help along the way. What is the best advice or some great piece of advice that you could give someone?
I think you can, and it's so cliche, but you can do anything you put your mind to. Like, truthfully. I think, you know, I look at where I am now and where I was maybe 4 years ago, and I thought, there's no way. And I think you just have to believe in yourself, but you have to do more than that, right? You can't just believe.
Right, exactly.
But you give yourself the benefit of the doubt that you can do it.
Yeah. And I think too, you know, in talking to some other people on, you know, going for things, you know, you have to be courageous. You have to want to step out, and, you know, your fear can't stop you, because I think when we're in our fear, that's when the magic happens.
Yeah.
You know, we put ourselves in a place where we know we're not sure of what's gonna happen. And
Right.
then, ta-da!
So when I talk about like a great team, one of our leaders, his big thing is, if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. So like,
so true.
that has stuck with me, you know, so you have to be uncomfortable to continue to grow.
Right, and you have to be okay with mistakes, because if you haven't done anything wrong, you're not growing. You're not going after really what you want to go after. I mean, you will make mistakes and you will screw up and you'll say the wrong thing and you'll, you know, do all those things that people will be like, what? But you can't worry about that.
Yeah.
You know, you got to stay true to yourself, which I love that message that you talk about there. If you could start all over again, is there anything you would do differently?
I wish I would have dived in a little bit more before I had kids. Obviously, I love my kids, but I'm stretched thin, right? So I wish, you know, I look at loan officers that maybe do this job and they don't have any responsibilities. Go for it, you know. I would dive in a little bit more, and also I wouldn't be so. I spent quite a few of the first few years like, no one's gonna like me, you know, like, I'm not very old, I'm a girl.
Like, you don't have the experience
right.
to be.
And I think you just have to own yourself and go with it. See what happens, right?
Yep. No risk, no gain, right?
100%.
And that is so true. I mean, in everything.
Right.
I mean, you do have to put yourself out there, but I think too that whole, and I think it's even more so for women, that really helping each other to build the confidence in each other and saying,
100%.
You've got this.
Absolutely.
Like, you are just knocking it out of the park. You are, you know, and be honest with them too, though, because we want that, right? We want to know, oh, well, you know, how can we do this differently? Because it can be way more successful in this direction or something. But I think holding each other to that standard, but also supporting each other, you know, and it's one of the reasons why we want to interview, you know, the successful women, like Emily and I were saying, you know, we need to be interviewing the girls, you know.
Yeah, right.
Get those super girls in here to talk about what they're doing and how they do it. So what is one change someone could make right now? And I know everybody's, you know, definition of success is different, but what is that one kind of over everything kind of thing that they could do that would help them find or create their own success?
Again, cliche, but I think like positive self-talk. You know, like,
that's awesome.
There is a positive in everything, and hold on to that. If you are just sitting there and looking at all the negatives, you're gonna put yourself in a bad hole. I mean, it's cloudy out. It's negative, right? But there's so many positives that you could look at. So I think like just being positive and building up yourself is important. Looking at, even if it's not a big win, it's still a win.
Right.
Whether that's business or personal, like a small win is still a win, and they should be celebrated.
And probably looking to, which you have done as well, is build those people around you
Yeah.
to catch you if you're, you know, if you're falling or if you're faltering or you just need some advice or you need somebody that you can just say, I need you to handle this for me, kind of
Yeah.
thing. I mean, I think that we always have to be okay with that. I think everybody has to be okay with that. And some people just can't, you know, they just are like, I need to be doing it myself because I can't trust anyone else to do it.
Yeah.
But if you do build that network around you.
And again, like the team, I lean on my bosses and my processor a lot. And when I'm down, they build me up, and I do the same for them, and we build each other. So
Sounds like an amazing team. I know I probably have met some of them
yeah,
on your team, so.
you probably, I mean, Ollie's 6'7".
Okay.
You'd probably remember him. He's very tall.
You
but-
can't miss the guy.
Yeah, you can't miss him. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, it has been great talking to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making
Thanks
the
for having
time.
me.
Oh, wonderful advice and insights on stuff. And like I said, you're rocking it. So
Thank
we're
you.
glad you joined us for the secret sauce.
Yes, thank you.
And that, my friends, is the secret sauce.